Hello everybody. Today we're going to do G major. Now G major has a sharp, F sharp at the key signature. That means that every single F is going to be a semitone higher. Yeah, we've seen sharps before in the previous chapter. Now it's not written in front of the individual notes, it's written in front at the key signature. Yeah. Okay, now as all major scales, it's going to be tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So let's work this out and explain to you why there's an F sharp here. Yeah, so I'm going to start on G. Open G string, G. Plus a tone is A. Plus a tone is B. And then we need a semitone, but B, C is a natural semitone, so we're still okay. And a tone to D. Tone to E. And now we need our last tone. Now EF is this natural semitone. But we need a tone, so now that EF becomes EF sharp. Yeah, so a low second finger becomes a high second finger. Now FG traditionally is a tone, but F sharp G, now because that second finger has come closer, is now the semitone we were looking for. And that is why G major has a F sharp as key signature. Yeah, okay. So those are the notes of the scale. Now, as always, we go all the way up to the top E, fourth finger on the A string. So, and then we turn back. Yeah, every single note is a crotchet or a quarter note. Yeah, so because there's only one note per bar, we're going to play each note 4 times, 1 beat per note. It's very straightforward, so it's going to be G, 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 A, every single note 4 times, and we do it very slowly. Now the finger pattern on the lowest 2 strings, as you've seen, we've had 2 and 3 against each other. Well, the lowest 2 strings that we're using, at least, because we're not using the C string at all, so it's G and D string. We're going to have 2 and 3 against each other. On the A string, for the second octave, and as far as we can reach at least, we're going to have B and C against each other, so that's going to be the first and the second finger. So we're only using 3 strings today, because we start on G, and the lowest G we have is that open G string. So let's do this very slowly and pay attention. So 2, 3 against each other on the G string and the D string, and 1 and 2 against each other on the A string. Ready? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, G. Open D, E, F sharp, semitone G next, continue, A, open A, D, C natural semitone, and E, So yes, that's the whole scale. Probably feels a little bit faster than you did with the previous one, just because there's more notes, but essentially it's equally slow. It's at 40, so it's 4 beats. Okay, it's 4 bows. If you find it confusing, do it different bow speed. You can take 2 or 4 beats per note until you're comfortable. Every single scale, well, every single key signature is going to have its unique bowing pattern in this chapter, just so you learn to combine different things, but you don't always have to start immediately with the new bowing pattern. You can learn it separately. Yeah. So primarily focus on the intonation and the finger patterns. Now on the way down, I'm not sure if you noticed in the video, but before I played the open A string, one for example, so we went down, so we played B. But before I played the open A string, I was already building the finger pattern. So while I was playing that B 4 times, I was already placing second and third finger ready. It's on the next string, it's going to be 2 and 3 against each other. So when I play the open A string, 2 and 3 are down. And then as you change, you then place your 4th finger. If your little finger is long enough, you can place it already. I find it a little bit tricky to place the little finger. It's possible, of course, but it's, in my opinion, too much effort for what it gains. But if 2 and 3 are already nice and round and in place, it's pretty easy, if you've practiced your finger patterns enough, to know where your 4th finger will land. Yeah. So for going down the scale, you have to remember what finger pattern is going to be on the next string. Now you can skip the open string and go directly to the 4th finger as well. One thing I would recommend you don't do is to skip the 4th finger, just playing open strings and go to the 3rd finger directly. Of course, it's easy, but you're likely to get away with much with much worse left hand position. And I insist, for my students at least, that they use the 4th finger from the start, so they can't do this and play. Yeah, because then when you eventually you need to use the little finger, you're going to realize that everything you know about the left hand is useless. Because if you're going to change the position of your left hand, you're going to lose whatever control of intonation you acquired by that point, and then you have to start all over again. Yeah, so get this use of the little finger already trained, so you force your left wrist and hand position to be better. It might not be perfect yet, but it will be better. And the better you are at this, the faster you will be able to progress. If you just ignore the real foundations, the left hand position, then when things get more difficult and you have to use that 4th finger, you're going to realize that the position that you got used to might not allow you to use that little finger. Then you have to restart everything. Yeah, so don't waste any time. Pay attention now, and then you can always keep progressing, can always keep moving forward. Okay, anyway, too much talking. This was it for this video, and we'll do it again at several different speeds. I'll see you there. Bye.